very short while now. Okay, so we're going to get going. Thank you very much for joining me. Thank you for your interest in all things technology in relation to the world of careers, and for your interest in the Career Doctor. I'm very pleased to be able to join you today and to share with you what is really some of my latest work on in the career development field. So first of all, I want to say hello to everybody and to introduce myself. I don't know how many of you know me already. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Barbara Bassett and I am a careers professional. I've been involved in the careers profession actually all my working life, which is a little bit unusual in the sense that I went into careers work straight after graduating from university and practiced as a careers advisor in schools and colleges for a number of years. After that, I decided that I wanted to go into training of careers advisors. And I was very fortunate at that particular point in time to be able to undertake a small amount of work in a college, which for those of you that have been around in the profession for a number of years, you might remember it as Swanley or the College of Guidance Studies. And I worked there for a number of years. Following that, we merged with Canterbury Christ Church University. At the moment, I work for Christ Church 2 days a week. I train career guidance professionals, and I also teach on our BA in counselling, coaching and mentoring. And I very much enjoy working with students and working with practitioners. I've also done quite a lot of publishing in my work. By that I mean books on career development. I've also written books on reflective practice, books for students, and I love to write. As I mentioned a moment ago, I work for Canterbury Christ Church 2 days a week, and usually I am also doing a half a day a week of voluntary work within my local community, and that's to offer free career guidance to people, anyone really who wants it, but primarily with adults. I do get a handful of young people who come, and I always say, please go and find out what's available at your school first of all. And they tend not to come back, which I take as a really positive sign. So my work on the Career Doctor really brings together all of those things, my practice, my years of practice, my teaching with students, and my publications and my voluntary work. So that's a little bit about me. Now this slide, next slide, you might find a bit provocative, and it is deliberately so. I have felt for a number of years that career guidance in the UK has got some issues. And this is just an outline of what I think some of them are. The first thing is career guidance. If you ask people what career guidance is, they automatically think of the one-to-one, which of course is one aspect of career guidance. I think the other issue here that is depicted on the screen as well is that primarily career guidance is largely, not exclusively, but largely seen as something for young people, something, you know, that you get in school, that you get in college, that you get in universities. But, you know, it's not, I think, as prominent for adults. And my focus in Career Doctor is on working with adults, which means that actually, because it's focused on the one-to-one, it is quite expensive. It's expensive for companies and organizations to offer. It's expensive for clients if they can't access those free services that there might be, but have to pay for it. That's quite expensive for them. And it's also difficult to access. Now, of course, the pandemic has made us all rethink how we can make our work and our practice more accessible. But accessing the one-to-one, when it's only face-to-face, is difficult. So this is all at a time, as we know, we're still, in the middle, although hoping to come out of this COVID-19 pandemic. Most of you, I'm sure, will have seen the Aviva report that was published in September 2020, where they found that approximately half of UK workers plan to make career changes as a result of COVID-19. One of the things that has been found during the pandemic is that in relation to career and in relation to work, many people have, they've reassessed where they are now. They're looking at their priorities, and many people are thinking about a career change. And this particular report really highlights that particular change. These changes that people are thinking about making. I've also heard heads of service speak about what they are describing as the tsunami that they are expecting to hit them when we get to the end of furlough, when furlough comes to an end. So this is the context, really, that we are working within at the moment. And of course, hopefully, it won't be too long before we're in a post-COVID-19 context. So what then has been my own particular response to this? That technology, again, this is slightly provocative, that technology is the answer. And I do believe technology holds part of the answer. But in relation to my work on the Career Doctor, technology in that sense is the answer. So next, I'm going to introduce you to my work on the Career Doctor. I'm then going to show you how you might be able to be involved, should you want to be, in my work, and also to finish with the opportunity for you to ask some questions. Do please feel free to put your questions in the chat box, and I'll come back to them at the end of my presentation. So my response then has been very much to look at what technology might be able to do, but also in my work for and as the Career Doctor. So what can technology do? The first thing that technology can do is, rather than it being one-to-one, it's one-to-many. I think career guidance historically has had difficulties with what I would call reach. My reach as a careers advisor and as a careers professional, the focus of my work being on the one-to-one, which I want to emphasize there is absolutely nothing wrong with. So my reach as a practitioner working one-to-one can only be fairly small. I think in many ways my own career development is reflected in what I've done as the career doctor. Thinking about my own career history, my reach I felt could be extended if I began to train people. If I began to train students and work with students, work in a university, the idea being that if I could train people, then they could go out and they would therefore extend my reach from just me, if you see what I mean. I then moved into work to doing some publishing, and the idea there was that my work, again, the reach could be extended so that it could, you know, who knows who would buy a book or who would buy a publication or use a publication. And now this is another way for me using technology that my own reach can then be extended. So as well as the one-to-one, if we bring technology into the frame, we can have one to many, and we can reach many more people, not only in the UK, of course, but with technology as it is around the world, possibly. So it's one to many, and it's more affordable. So in other words, rather than having to, let's say, pay for a one-to-one, or if I'm a client who can't access those free services, or if I'm an organisation that is offering coaching or outplacement work, this is more affordable for people. Then we have, of course, this whole issue of accessibility and online, when we're working online, particularly in the way that I describe, you'll see this in a few minutes, particularly in my work through the Career Doctor online course, it's very accessible. It means that I can do it when I'm free. I can do it whenever I like. It means I can do it bit by bit, or I can do the whole thing. It's very accessible to me as a client. And it's not time limited in that sense. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to show you the promotional video for what I have called the Essential Career Change course. It only takes about 2 minutes and then we'll move on. Hi, are you stuck in a job you don't like, even one you hate? Perhaps you've known for a while it's time for a change. Maybe you've just lost your job and it's forced you to think about changing career. Or maybe you want to move into something more flexible. Whatever your situation, I'm here to help you see your next step more clearly. I'm Dr. Barbara Bassett and I'm the Career Doctor. Over the years, I've helped hundreds of people of all ages change career, from people in practical jobs like the restaurant trade to law, teaching and engineering. While the jobs might be very different, the principles to help you find work you love are exactly the same. On my Essential Career Change course, I'll help you figure out things like what you really want from a job, what you can't do without, what you're really good at, what type of person you are, what kinds of jobs you could do, how to find opportunities, and how to make change happen. Across 12 modules, there'll be videos to watch, exercises to complete, and reflective questions to consider, all designed to help you discover what you want to do next. Lots of online courses offer help with things like writing a standout CV or doing a great job interview. These can be really useful when you know what you want to do, but not when you don't. This course is different. If you're looking for some clarity about what to do next, why not join me on my Essential Career Change course? Let's start working it out together and making it happen. Oh, that was an accident. I do apologise. Oh, and so was that. Okay. Overplay, overkill. Right. Okay. So you can see what, in many ways, what the Essential Career Change course is about and who it's for. So the idea of this is that it's for people who want to change career. And this came about, as I say, during the first lockdown, when we were thinking about what the effects of the pandemic were likely to be, and looked as if they were going to be. So what did we then do? So the first step was to write the course. I'm going in a few minutes, I'm going to show you the video for Module 1. Now, the video for Module 1 outlines the whole of the course. So from that, you'll get a really good idea, I hope, of what is involved in the course. So this is just how we developed the course. So first of all, we wrote it. We had to design it, structure it, and write the course. Then we designed the brand. We came up with the idea, for want of a better phrase, of the career doctor, and we designed the brand, and we developed a strategy for the brand. What we wanted the brand to say and how we wanted the brand to say it, and to communicate what the career doctor is all about and who it's for. We then filmed the videos, and we developed the website. The website is www.thecareerdoctor.net, and we had someone to design and develop the website for us to make it as accessible and easy to use, user-friendly, etc., etc. And the course that we have developed is called the Essential Career Change course. And the structure of the course is built on my academic work, which is the Career Learning and Development Bridge model. This was first published actually by the CDI, thank you CDI, in I believe 2009 or 2010, in one of their really great sets of occasional papers, and it came out of my own doctoral work. And you'll hear more about it in the video, which I'm going to show you. So this is the Career Learning and Development Bridge, which will be explained in just a moment or two. So this is the video for Module 1. This takes about 11 minutes, and I'm going to show it to you because it will give you, I believe, a really good idea, I hope it will anyway, of what the Essential Career Change course actually involves. Hi, my name is Dr. Barbara Bassett, and I'm the Career Doctor. Thanks so much for joining me on the Essential Career Change course, which I've designed to give you everything you need to see the next step of your career more clearly. You're probably here because you're thinking about changing career, but aren't sure where to start or where you're going. That's totally normal, and it happens to us all. I'm lucky enough to have been working as a careers advisor and theorist for just over 40 years. In that time, I've helped all kinds of people change their careers,
from people who work in practical jobs like teaching and the restaurant trade, through to more theoretical jobs like law and engineering. While the jobs themselves might be different, the principles of how to help people move into careers they really love are the same. It's about a process of self-discovery and figuring out the answers to big questions that you might never have thought about before, like, what is it about work that really makes me happy? And what are the things that I absolutely can't do without in my job? Understanding the motivations and desires you have as a person will also help you figure out what the next step of your career should be. And that's what it's all about, your next step. I'll talk more about this later, but we're not here to decide what you do with the rest of your life, just what you want to do next, and making sure it's something you love and is right for you now. So welcome to Module 1. This first module acts as an overview and introduction, and in it I'm going to do 4 things. First, I'll give you an overview of what the course is about, how it's organised, and how we'll work together through it. Second, we're going to have a brief look at what career means today and how it's changing. Third, I'm going to introduce you to my career learning and development bridge model, which is the basis of my academic work on careers, which will guide you through the course. Then I'll take you through the topic areas that we'll cover. Finally, I'll give you an exercise to do before you start the next module, which you can download from the resources section of the website, along with some reflective questions. So first of all then, what does the course involve? Well, there are 12 modules, and the first part of each involves watching a short 10 to 15-minute video on a different topic area. Following that, you'll complete a short related exercise, which should take about 15 minutes to help you to move forward in your thinking and to understand yourself better. I've then got a few reflective questions for you to answer. These questions are designed to also help you to move forward in your thinking and consolidate what you've learned, and it's a good idea to write down your responses to these, either in a notebook, on your phone, or on your laptop. It's good to take some time to think about the questions and what you really feel. Honesty is key because you are the only person who can say what's most important to you. You can work through the modules fairly quickly, but I'd suggest giving yourself time to think as deeply as you can about the questions we'll cover. If you do a module or 2 a day, you'll have lots of time to think and probably make more progress in working towards your career change. So now let's talk about careers. What is this thing we call career? What does the word career mean today? I think its meaning has changed a lot over the years that I've been working in career development. When I first started out, the word career generally meant, what am I going to do with the rest of my life? As a result, the term can be a bit scary, and I know even today some of the young people I work with find the whole idea of having a career quite scary because they still often think of it in that way. This is because the next question that often pops into people's heads is, what on earth do I do if I make a mistake? What if I choose the wrong thing? Will I be able to change my mind? And so on. But career today has changed such a lot from that, and we've come a long way. Yes, it's still perfectly possible that someone might choose a job or an area of work and stay in that for all their working life, a bit like me really. But most people today do make career changes, on average between 5 and 7 times during their working lives. Sometimes it's because they might have fallen into something they never really wanted to do, but it was what was available at the time and then they move on. It could also be because they never really knew what they wanted to do in the first place. Equally, it could be because their circumstances have changed, which means they can't really continue doing the same thing job-wise, and they have to make a change. Or, and this is one of the main reasons that people face nowadays, because the labour market has changed. The jobs have changed. New jobs are emerging, and some old jobs, if we can call them that, are disappearing. So the whole labour market is changing, and that means a lot of people have to think about a career change. Now, whatever your own particular reasons for a career change are, the whole thing can be a bit daunting, but it can also be an exciting thing to start thinking about. Over the years, I've come to think of career development as moving from where we are now to where we would like to be in the future, career-wise. Often, there's some kind of gap between the two, so we need a bridge to help us get there. Over the course of these 12 modules, we're going to build a bridge together using the things you'll discover about yourself and the new understanding you'll get about the process of change and how to make it happen. This bridge will be unique to you and will help to give you new clarity about what your next step could be and how to get there. So this is my model for thinking about career change, the Career Learning and Development Bridge. We'll call it the bridge from now on. I developed it just over 10 years ago, and it's been an incredibly useful tool for lots of people who I've worked with, helping them think about careers in a new way. So how does it work? Well, the bridge shows how we'll think about getting to the next step of your career. You're actually on it already, on the left-hand side. Through this course, we'll build your bridge step by step to help you move across from where you are now to where you'd like to be in the future. First, every bridge needs support, and your bridge is supported by 2 towers. These towers are the foundations of your bridge, holding up the road that leads from one side to the other that you'll cross. The tower on the left-hand side of the bridge represents the different aspects of your career happiness, what you need from work to stay happy and fulfilled. These things are different for different people, so it's really important to delve into them and to discover more about what they are. We'll explore your career happiness to build this tower in 3 of our first 7 modules, figuring out the answers to 3 key questions. What makes you happy? What do you value most at work? And an even bigger question, what kind of person are you? These 3 modules combine to form the Career Happiness Tower and will help you understand the things you really need to achieve career happiness. The tower on the right-hand side of the bridge represents the different aspects of your career resilience, the things you can rely on in your career that you can keep coming back to when things are unclear, uncertain, or don't go your way. Again, they're different for everyone. We'll build this tower in 3 modules by figuring out the answers to 3 more key questions. What are you really good at? What can't you do without at work? And how do you make decisions? During this period of change, these foundations will play an important part in keeping you rooted and secure. Then, in the final 5 modules, we'll build the road across the bridge. This represents your career growth. These practical modules will help you move forward, eventually reaching the other side of the bridge, where you'll be in a place to take the next step towards your career change with confidence. Firstly, we'll delve into the big question, what kind of job could I do? Then, we'll explore the 5 types of career change, before focusing on discovering new opportunities to move forwards. In the penultimate module, we'll learn about the 3 stages of change and how to manage them. And in the final module, we'll discuss and make a plan to make change happen. And then your bridge will be built. By the end of the course, you'll have a much better understanding of yourself and hopefully a much clearer understanding of what your next step could be. But where are you right now? That's the first thing we need to focus on, and the first part of the bridge we need to build together. To know where we're going, we need to understand where we've been, which means looking back at your career so far. Download the exercise for Module 1 and you'll see a career journey waiting to be filled in. I'd like you to think back to some of the jobs you've had in the past, what you liked about them, disliked about them, and what you've learned about yourself because of them. Then answer the reflective questions below it, remembering to be as honest as you can. Thanks again for joining the course. Once you've finished the exercise and responded to the reflective questions, come and join me for Module 2 to keep building your bridge. The next step of your career is out there waiting. Let's figure out what it is together. See you there.
Oh, right. Okay, sorry about that. So that's gives you, I hope, a really good introduction to the Essential Career Change course and what it involves. And I think you can probably see that it's a real mixture of things. It's a mixture of very practical things that help people to understand more about themselves, in order to build their career happiness and their career resilience, and also a mixture, in fact, of very practical and accessible theory. So what have we learned by doing the Career Doctor and over the last few months? We've learned an awful lot of things about, setting up the website and all of that. I'm not especially going to talk about. The things we've learned about career guidance and career development. One of the things is we found in the feedback that we've had from the people who have done the course is that actually for many people it's alien. The things that we do on the course, and the exercises and the approaches that are used and etc. are quite alien to lots of people. I've had people say to me, I really, this is great, but I really don't understand why I've never known this. I've never understood why I've never done this kind of thing before, or why no one's ever explained it or whatever in this way before. And so I think it's very easy for us to sit in our career guidance and career development silo and to think that people understand what all these things are. And of course they don't necessarily, and it can be a very alien concept to people. The second thing we've learned through doing the Career Doctor course is that it does unlock new thinking. I like to think of it as that reflective space. It's also practical, of course, because it's important that people do things as well as think, but it gives them that new thinking space and unlocks new ways of thinking about career for people. I think one of the myths is that if we do things in groups and we do things online, that people won't want the one-to-one anymore. So therefore, aren't we doing ourselves out of a job? And in fact, I've found that to be the opposite. That actually what it does is it creates a desire for that one-to-one contact. But what I've found is that when I've then done one-to-ones with people who've done the course, they are further on in their thinking, and they maybe have more specific things that they feel they want to discuss, and in general then make more progress towards career change. So who can use the Career Doctor? Well, clearly individual clients can visit the website and can register for the course and can do the course. But equally, there are many other people, I believe, who can use Career Doctor as well. It could be used by careers services or careers organisations. It could be used by employers who are, facing the situation that we're in the pandemic, with numbers needing to redeploy people, needing to let people go, for want of a better phrase. So could also be used by outplacement companies as well as part of their offer to employers. It could be used by recruiters for clients who maybe they've had on their books for a while, who seem not to be getting the kind of work that they're hoping for. It could be used by HR departments, again, big organizations that might be needing to restructure or redeploy people. And it could also be used by careers advisors, individuals, career coaches maybe, who might want to offer it to their clients. You might be thinking, well, what then would be in it for me? We do have a number of ways that we could work with people, and we are looking at building partnerships and working with others in order, again, for me, very much, you can probably tell I'm pretty passionate about all things careers. I think it's hugely important, the work that we all do, and I want us all to extend our reach more people. You could become involved with the Career Doctor work in a number of ways. We have an affiliates program, which means that you could partner with us, and you could, we have affiliates program, which means that half of the money would go to you and half of it would come to us at the Career Doctor. And for any client that then signs up for the course. And if you're an organisation or an employer, we could develop some bespoke materials for you, for your organisation. All of those things are on the table, as it were. So if you're interested in any of that, do please feel free to contact me. There's my Career Doctor address, barbara@thecareerdoctor.net. Equally, I'm around for the 2 days of the conference. If you would like to actually chat about the Career Doctor, do please feel free to use the tab along the side to book a chat with me, to book a call or to book a meeting, and I'd be really happy to talk to you. So thank you very much for joining me in my session. I can see there's only a couple of minutes to go. Do we have any questions, please? Any questions in the chat box? Sorry, Michael, I seem to have come out, I think. Right, can you still hear me? Matthew, could you just help me just for a moment?
Hi, Barbara. Yep, you should still
Lovely.
be live if you just want to answer. There's a few questions in chat if you can see them.
Right, I can now. I can hear a horrible echo. Have you got that?
Yep. Do you want to just mute the audio? That should fix it.
Thank you. Right, that's better. Phew, thank you very much. What would you do without your moderator? Thank you very much, Michael. Yes, okay, I'm just looking at the questions in the chat box. Okay, I'm just going to the first question here. Sorry, I'm just going down here. The web address again is www.thecareerdoctor, that's careerdr.net. Oh, Julia has just put that on. That's excellent. What platform have I used and how did I decide on that platform? We use a platform, a web platform called Teachable. where you can run lots of online courses from Teachable. We chose it because, again, a lot of it was to do with reach. And we wanted one that was, well, I mean, obviously you want a platform that's reputable. We looked at several. We looked at Udemy as well, but we decided to go for Teachable. We took advice on that, and we felt it was accessible. And it does help the one-to-ones, Leanne. I'm sure you're right. Elaine, it's really great to hear about your online employability module, which I'd be really interested to know more about. For individuals, the Essential Career Change course costs £120. So basically that's £10 a module. And for that, you get the video, the exercises, and the reflective questions all built in. Okay, the course isn't accredited. We did look at that, but not in any detail. I think one of the things we wanted to do was we were very keen to get it off the ground. That might be something that we look at in the future, which could be useful. At the moment, no, you can't take it in a pick and mix approach on a modular basis. The suggestion would be that, you know, it's like anything that's online. If it's something that you feel you know about already, or you don't need to look at that bit at the moment, there's absolutely nothing to stop you going on to the next bit. So that's absolutely, you know, that's how it is at the moment. Yes, interested, Lydia, to compare notes for the OU. Oh, my. The Open University. Am I a fan of the Open University? I did all of my postgraduate study with the Open University, and it would be great to compare notes. So I did my MA in education and my doctorate in education with the OU. Thank you, OU. The cost for individuals is £120. And that's great. If we have any other questions, please pop them in. I'm really happy to answer any more questions. Or if you want to, you know, book a chat with me, that would be absolutely great. Thank you. Thanks, Leanne.